The mahogany table shuddered under Adrien Cain's palm. Silence swallowed the boardroom whole, thick and suffocating as smoke. "This is exactly why I didn't want you involved in company decisions." His voice cut clean and cold, a blade finding flesh. "Your emotional thinking nearly cost us the Morrison contract." Alina's cheeks burned. 6 months of late nights, of spreadsheets swimming before exhausted eyes, of proving herself worthy of this seat. The Morrison deal was hers. She knew every number, every projection, every risk. "Adrien, if you would just listen." "Enough." He rose, 6 feet of controlled fury towering over them all. "The decision is final. We're going with Richardson's proposal." Across the table, Marcus Richardson's smile was a snake's lazy coil. Satisfaction gleamed in his small dark eyes. The realization hit her like ice water. This had been planned. Her husband had chosen his business partner over her, over truth. "You're making a mistake." Alina gathered her papers with steady hands. "The Morrison numbers don't lie. Neither do Richardson's projections." Meeting adjourned. The room emptied in a rustle of expensive suits and avoided gazes. Alina remained, her hands trembling now that no one could see. Rage and humiliation warred in her chest, hot and bitter as poison. Adrien approached. His expression softened just barely. "Alina, you know I respect your intelligence, but business is business. Don't take this personally." She looked up at him. Her dark eyes blazed. "Don't take it personally? You just humiliated me in front of the entire board. You didn't even consider my proposal." "I considered it. It's not viable." "You're lying." She stood, meeting him eye to eye. "You made up your mind before I even spoke. You and Richardson planned this." His jaw tightened. "Watch your tone, Alina. I'm still your husband and your CEO. Then act like my husband instead of my boss." "What?" She stepped closer. Her voice dropped to a whisper that somehow felt louder than shouting. "Apologize for embarrassing me and we can move past this." Adrien's laugh was harsh, empty. "Apologize for doing my job? I think you're forgetting who runs this company." Something inside her shattered, but her spine straightened. "Fine. Then I suppose you're forgetting who shares your bed." She picked up her briefcase. Walked toward the door. "No touch until you apologize, Adrien. And I mean it." "Alina, don't be ridiculous." She turned back, her hand on the brass doorknob. Cool metal under her palm. Real. Solid. 3 words. "I am sorry. That's all it takes. Your choice." The door clicked shut behind her. Adrien stood alone in the boardroom, staring at the empty chair where his wife had sat. Outside the floor-to-ceiling windows, the city stretched endlessly. Inside, for the first time in his life, Adrien Cain felt small. 2 weeks turned the Cain mansion into a battlefield where no shots were fired. Only silence, precise and devastating. "How was your day?" Alina asked, setting his plate down. Her eyes never met his. "Fine." Adrien watched her hands. He remembered how they used to linger on his shoulders, warm and real. Now she was careful not to brush his fingers when passing the salt. She had moved into the guest bedroom, claiming she needed space to work. He had assumed she would crack within days. He was wrong. The physical distance was torture, but it was the emotional wall that truly broke him down. Alina had always been his anchor, the one person who could make him laugh after brutal board meetings. Now she treated him like a stranger paying rent. "The Morrison contract fell through," Adrien said Thursday evening, his voice carefully neutral. Alina looked up from her laptop. Her expression was blank canvas. "Oh?" Richardson's numbers were wrong. The client backed out when they realized the projections were inflated. "I see." She returned to typing. Click, click, click. Adrien waited for her to say it. "I told you so," but she didn't. Her silence was somehow worse than any accusation. "Alina, about the board meeting. Would you like more wine?" She interrupted, already reaching for the bottle. "I'm trying to maintain a pleasant dinner atmosphere." Her smile was perfectly polite. Completely hollow. That night, Adrien lay alone in their king-sized bed, staring at shadows on the ceiling. He could hear Alina moving in the guest room, probably reading late as she always did. The urge to go to her was overwhelming, but pride held him back. He was Adrien Cain, CEO of Cain Industries, a man who commanded respect from Fortune 500 companies. He didn't apologize to anyone, especially not for doing his job. By the third week, cracks began to show. Alina had started taking freelance marketing projects, working with competitors. She was brilliant, and clients who actually listened to her had no trouble seeing it. "You're working with Hartwell Corporation?" Adrien found her business cards scattered on the kitchen counter. Red and gold, enemy colors. "Yes, they value my input." Alina didn't look up from her coffee. "They're our biggest competitor." "I'm aware." She finished her coffee, rinsed the cup. "I should get going. Presentation at 9. "Alina, this is getting out of hand." She paused at the doorway. For a moment, he thought she might turn around. Might finally break. Instead, she said, "You had your chance to end this, Adrien. You chose pride." The front door closed with a soft click. Adrien stood in his empty kitchen, surrounded by marble and stainless steel. Everything perfect, everything cold. His phone buzzed. A text from Marcus Richardson. "Board meeting moved to 2 p.m. Need to discuss the Hartwell situation. Your wife is becoming a problem." Adrien stared at the message. Something dark and ugly twisted in his gut, a warning he should have heeded weeks ago. He replied, "Handle it." He didn't know yet that those 2 words would cost him everything. Alina arrived home at midnight. Rain soaked through her blazer, cold and persistent. She found Adrien waiting in the living room, a tumbler of whiskey catching lamplight. "We need to talk." His voice was rough. "It's late." "Now, Alina." She set down her briefcase. Exhaustion lived in her bones now, heavy and aching. "What is it?" "Richardson told me something today." Adrien stood, crossed to her. "He said you've been feeding Hartwell insider information. Trade secrets. Client lists." The accusation hung between them like smoke. Alina's laugh was bitter. "And you believed him?" "I'm asking you directly. Are you sabotaging my company to get back at me?" "Your company." The words tasted like ash. "Listen to yourself, Adrien. After everything, you still see me as the enemy. Answer the question." "No." She met his gaze, unflinching. "I would never betray Cain Industries. Despite how you've treated me, I still care about what we built. Together." Adrien's shoulders dropped, tension bleeding out. "Richardson showed me emails. Your address, their server. Then they're forged." Alina's voice sharpened. "Adrien, think. Who benefits if you believe I'm the traitor? Who gets you to push me out completely?" She watched realization dawn slowly on his face. "Richardson." The name left his lips like a curse. "He's been playing us both. The Morrison deal, the board meeting humiliation, now this. He wants me gone so he can control you completely." Alina stepped closer. "And you almost let him." Adrien's phone buzzed. He glanced at it and his face went white. "What?" "It's from the company server. An automatic flag for large file transfers." His hands shook. "Richardson just downloaded our entire client database. He's copying everything." "Where is he?" "The office." "He must have gone back after hours." Adrien was already moving toward the door. "If he gets that information to Hartwell, we're finished." "Wait." Alina grabbed her laptop. "I can lock him out remotely." "Buy us time." Their eyes met. For the first time in weeks, they weren't on opposite sides. "Can you do it?" Adrien asked. "I designed half our security protocols. He won't even know what hit him." They worked together in the car, rain hammering the windshield as Adrien drove. Alina's fingers flew across the keyboard, line after line of code reflecting in her dark eyes. "He's trying to override." Her voice was tense. "He must have administrative access." "You gave him that?" Adrien's tone was sharp. "You did. Last board meeting, remember? When you trusted him over me?" The accusation landed clean. Adrien's jaw tightened, but he said nothing. "Got it." Alina hit enter. "System locked. He can't transfer anything now." They pulled into the underground parking. The office building rose above them, dark except for one lit window. 14th floor. Adrien's office. The elevator ride was silent. Tension coiled tight between them, old anger and new alliance tangled together. The office door was ajar. Inside, Marcus Richardson stood behind Adrien's desk, USB drive in hand. He looked up as they entered, and his smile was cold. "Adrien, Alina, working late?" "It's over, Marcus." Adrien's voice was deadly quiet. "We know what you're doing, do you?" Richardson pocketed the drive. "You know, Adrien, you were so easy to manipulate. All I had to do was pit you against your wife, stroke your ego, Make you feel like the big man who didn't need her input. You forged those emails? Guilty. Richardson's smile widened. But here's the thing. I already sent copies to Hartwell 2 days ago. This? He patted his pocket. This is just insurance. Alina felt her heart drop. 2 days ago? Before you could lock me out. I knew you'd figure it out eventually. You're too smart not to. He looked at Adrien. Unlike your husband, who can't see past his own pride. Adrien lunged. Richardson pulled a gun from his desk drawer. The room froze. Don't. Richardson's voice was steady. I will use this if I have to. Now, here's what's going to happen. You're going to let me walk out of here. By morning, I'll be halfway to Singapore with enough company secrets to start my own empire. You won't get away with this, Alina said. I already have. Richardson moved toward the door, gun trained on them. Enjoy rebuilding from nothing. Oh, and Adrien, you should have listened to your wife. He backed into the hallway. The gunshot was deafening in the enclosed space. But it didn't come from Richardson's weapon. He fell, clutching his shoulder. Behind him stood building security, weapons drawn. Got your text, Mrs. Cain, the guard said. Caught everything on camera. Alina held up her phone. I hit record the moment we walked in. Richardson's face twisted with rage and pain as security dragged him away. Adrien and Alina stood alone in his office. Rain streaked the windows. The city below pulsed with light. You texted security? Adrien asked quietly. While you were driving, I had a feeling this would go wrong. You saved the company. I saved us. She turned to face him. Both of us. Adrien looked at her. Really looked, maybe for the first time in months, at the woman who had stood by him, who had tried to warn him, who had just risked everything to protect what they built. Alina, don't. She held up her hand. Not yet, not here. Not like this. She walked past him toward the elevator. Alina, wait. She stopped but didn't turn around. I'm going home, Adrien. To the guest room. Because you still haven't said the words I need to hear. The elevator doors closed. Adrien stood alone in his office, surrounded by everything he thought mattered. Power, control, pride, all of it meaningless without her. The board meeting 3 days later was tense. Emergency session. Richardson's betrayal had made headlines. Clients were nervous. Investors were calling. Alina sat in her usual seat, papers neat before her. Adrien stood at the head of the table, dark circles under his eyes. We've contained the damage, he said. Richardson is in custody. We've changed all security protocols, but the truth is we lost 3 major clients to Hartwell. How do we recover? Someone asked. We rebuild trust. We show our clients that Cain Industries is stronger than one trader. Adrien's gaze swept the room. And we start by acknowledging mistakes. Mine, specifically. The room went still. 4 weeks ago, I dismissed a proposal in this very room. I let my ego and my misplaced trust in Marcus Richardson blind me. The person I dismissed was right about everything. The Morrison deal, Richardson's numbers, all of it. He looked directly at Alina. My wife tried to warn me, and I humiliated her instead of listening. That ends now. Alina's expression remained neutral, but her hands gripped the armrests. Effective immediately, Alina Cain is being promoted to Chief Strategy Officer. She'll have full authority over all major contracts and partnerships. Her judgment has proven sound. Mine has not. Murmurs rippled through the board. Furthermore, Adrien continued, I'm proposing a co-CEO structure. Alina and I will share executive authority equally. Adrien, one board member interjected, this is highly unusual. So is having your business partner steal your entire client database. His voice was sharp. I'm done making decisions in isolation. Vote now. The vote was unanimous. After the meeting, Alina found Adrien in his office. He stood at the window, tie loosened, looking older than his years. That was quite a speech, she said. It was the truth, was it? She set her briefcase down. Or was it a strategic move to stabilize the company? He turned to face her. Does it matter? Yes. Her voice was quiet but firm. Because I need to know if you actually respect me, or if you're just scared of losing everything. Adrien crossed to her. Stopped just close enough that she could feel the heat of him. I'm terrified of losing you. The company I can rebuild. You? I can't. Then say it. I'm sorry. The words came rough, like pulling thorns from skin. I'm sorry for humiliating you, for not listening, for choosing my pride over your trust, for letting Richardson poison me against you. Alina's eyes glistened. 3 words, Adrien. That's all I asked for. I know, and I was too stubborn to give them to you, too proud to admit I was wrong. He reached for her hand. She didn't pull away, but I'm saying them now. I'm sorry. I'm so damn sorry. A tear slipped down her cheek. Do you know what these weeks did to me? Sleeping alone in that guest room, watching you shut me out? I know, I felt it too. Every single night. I almost left. Her voice broke. I had papers drawn up. Divorce papers. The word hit him like a fist. Alina, I couldn't do it. Despite everything, I still love you, and I hate myself for it. Don't. He cupped her face gently. Don't hate yourself for loving me. Hate me for not deserving it. She laughed, wet and bitter. I do. I hate you for making me love you this much. Then hate me closer. His forehead touched hers. Hate me in our bedroom. Hate me in our bed. Just don't hate me from behind that guest room door. Adrien. Her hands fisted in his shirt. If we do this, if I forgive you, I need to know you won't shut me out again. Never. I swear it. Because I can't survive another month like this. I won't. You won't have to. He kissed her forehead, soft and reverent. I'm done fighting you. From now on, we fight together. She pulled back, studied his face, looking for lies, finding only exhaustion and raw honesty. Co-CEO? She asked. Equal partners. In everything. That's a big sacrifice for a man who likes control. You're worth it. You're worth everything. Alina closed the distance between them. Her lips found his, desperate and hungry. Weeks of loneliness poured into the kiss. Anger and love tangled together, impossible to separate. His hands gripped her waist, pulled her closer. She melted into him, and for the first time in a month, the cold, empty space inside her began to warm. They broke apart, breathless. Come home? He whispered against her lips. To our room? To our room, our bed, where you belong. She nodded, unable to speak past the emotion clogging her throat. That night, the guest room stayed empty. The king-sized bed held both of them, tangled together, making up for lost time. Whispered apologies between kisses, gentle touches that said more than words ever could. As dawn broke through the windows, Alina lay with her head on Adrien's chest. His heartbeat was steady beneath her ear. Real. Solid. I thought I lost you, he murmured into her hair. You almost did. It won't happen again. Good. Because next time, I won't wait. I'll just leave. There won't be a next time. His phone buzzed on the nightstand. Once, twice, 3 times. Alina felt him tense. What is it? She asked. He picked up the phone. Read the messages. His face went pale. Adrien? It's from our lawyer. His voice was hollow. Richardson made bail. He's claiming he has evidence of corporate fraud against me. He's threatening to go public unless we drop all charges. Alina sat up. Evidence? What evidence? I don't know. But if he fabricated emails before, he can do it again. Adrien ran a hand through his hair. Alina, if this goes public, it won't just destroy the company. It'll destroy me. Criminal charges. Prison time. She took his face in her hands. Then we fight him. Together. He wants a meeting. Tonight. Says he'll trade the evidence for immunity and a severance package. It's a trap. I know. But what choice do I have? Alina was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, let me go instead. What? No, absolutely not. Adrien, think. He wants you desperate. If I go negotiate on your behalf, it changes the dynamic. He won't expect it. It's too dangerous. This man pulled a gun on us. And I'm the one who got him arrested. He hates me more than you. She smiled grimly, which means he'll underestimate me. That's our advantage. Alina, I can't let you walk into danger for me. You don't get to let me do anything. We're co-CEOs, remember? She kissed him softly. Equal partners. Which means when one of us needs saving, the other steps up. This is different. No, it's not. She pulled away, started dressing. Trust me. The way I needed you to trust me 4 weeks ago. Adrien watched her, torn between pride and fear. Finally, he nodded. But you're wearing a wire, and security stays close. Deal. As she left their bedroom, Alina felt the weight of what she was about to do, the sacrifice she was making, not just for the company, for him, for them. She only hoped it wouldn't cost her everything. The warehouse was cold, empty, exactly the kind of place where bad things happened. Alina stepped through the door at midnight, the wire taped to her ribs a constant reminder of the risk. Security was positioned outside, watching, waiting. Marcus Richardson emerged from the shadows, his arm in a sling. His smile was poisonous. Mrs. Cain, how noble of you to come instead of your coward husband. Adrien's not a coward. He wanted to face you himself. Then why are you here? Because I'm smarter than both of you. She set her briefcase on a rusted table. Let's talk business. You have alleged evidence of fraud. We want it destroyed. Name your price. Richardson circled her slowly. You think this is about money? Everything's about money for men like you. Wrong. He stopped in front of her. This is about power, about watching Adrien Cain lose everything he loves, his company, his reputation. His eyes glittered. You can't have me. Can't I? He pulled out his phone, showed her a video. Recognize this? The screen showed Adrien's office, 5 years ago, based on the furniture. Adrien and Richardson signing papers. Audio of Adrien saying, make the numbers work. I don't care how. Alina's stomach dropped. That's out of context. Is it? Because it sure sounds like conspiracy to commit fraud. Doctoring financial reports. Your husband's voice. His signature. Richardson pocketed the phone. This goes public, he's done. 20 years minimum. What do you want? Full immunity. 50 million in severance. And you. The last word hung in the air like a knife. Excuse me? Leave him. Publicly. Divorce papers filed by end of week. Tell the world he's a fraud and you can't stand by him. Richardson smiled. Break his heart the way he needs to be broken. Do that, and I bury the evidence. You're insane. I'm practical. You're his weakness, Alina. Always have been. I watched him fall apart when you moved into that guest room. Imagine what he'll do when you leave entirely. Alina's mind raced. The wire was recording everything. But if Richardson had backup copies of that video, if he released it before they could stop him, Adrien was finished. And if I refuse, then I release everything tomorrow. Adrien goes to prison. Cain Industries collapses. You lose him anyway. Richardson shrugged. At least my way, you walk away with your dignity. There's no dignity in what you're asking. Then there's no deal. He turned to leave. Wait, the word cost her everything. I need time. To think. You have until sunrise. After that, the video goes live. He walked toward the exit, then paused. Oh, and Alina? Lose the wire. I'm not stupid. The door slammed shut. Alina stood alone in the warehouse, her hands shaking. Security rushed in moments later. Did you get it? She asked. Every word. But Mrs. Cain, that video. I know. She pressed her palms to her eyes. I know. Back home, Adrien was pacing. He grabbed Alina the moment she entered. Are you okay? Did he hurt you? No, but Adrien, we have a problem. She told him everything. The video, Richardson's demands. The impossible choice. Adrien's face went gray. He wants you to leave me. Yes. Then there's no choice. We release his confession from the warehouse. Arrest him again. He has backup copies. The moment we move against him, that video goes public. Even if it's out of context, the media will crucify you. The investigation alone will destroy everything. I don't care about the company. Yes, you do, and I care about you not going to prison. She took his hands. There might be another way. What way? We call his bluff. Together. She explained her plan. Risky. Insane. Possibly suicidal. Adrien listened, his expression shifting from horror to understanding to something that looked like awe. That's brilliant, he whispered. And terrifying. It's our only shot. If this goes wrong, we lose everything. We already have everything that matters. She pulled him close. Each other. He kissed her, desperate and deep. I love you. Whatever happens, I need you to know that. I know. I love you too. At sunrise, Richardson received a text. Meeting accepted. Pier 14, come alone. He arrived to find both of them waiting. Adrien and Alina standing side by side. Behind them, the sun rose over the water, painting everything gold. I said come alone, Alina, Richardson snarled. Change of plans, she held up a tablet. See, we spent the night digging. Turns out that video you have? It's about the Henderson account, the one where you were cooking the books, not Adrien. Richardson's smile faltered. We have the original documents, Adrien continued. Signed by you. Emails proving you doctored the reports and tried to frame me when the audit started. You're bluffing. Are we? Alina turned the tablet around, screenshots, bank transfers, all with Richardson's name attached. 5 years of fraud, all you. Adrien was just the CEO who trusted the wrong CFO. That's impossible. I destroyed those files. You destroyed the company servers. You didn't destroy my personal backup. Alina's smile was sharp. I've been keeping insurance on you since day one. Call it intuition. Richardson's face twisted. You're lying. You have nothing. Then post your video. Go ahead. Adrien stepped forward. The moment you do, we release everything. The real story, complete with evidence of your embezzlement, fraud, and attempted blackmail. You'll go to prison for 30 years instead of 10. Or, Alina added softly, you disappear. No severance. No immunity. But no prosecution either. You leave the country tonight and never come back. That's the deal. Richardson looked between them, cornered, desperate. You're letting me go. We're letting you run. There's a difference. Adrien's voice was cold. Take it or leave it. A long, terrible silence. Then Richardson laughed, bitter, defeated. You two deserve each other. You're both ruthless. We learned from the best, Alina said. He turned and walked away, shoulders hunched. They watched until he disappeared into the morning crowd. Is he really going to run? Adrien asked. He doesn't have a choice. Those files are real, and the FBI already has copies. Adrien looked at her. You called the FBI? Last night, while you were sleeping. They've been building a case against him for months. This just sealed it. She leaned into him. He won't make it to the airport. You magnificent, terrifying woman. I told you, we fight together now. He pulled her into a kiss, deep and grateful. Around them, the city woke up. Life continued. The war was over. 2 months later, they stood together before the board, co-CEOs, equal partners. Cain Industries had not just survived. It had thrived. That night in their bedroom, Alina lay in Adrien's arms. Their room. Their bed. Their life. Do you ever regret it? He asked. Standing by me through all of this? Every day, she said honestly, then smiled at his wounded expression. I regret that it took us so long to figure out what we already had. Which is? Each other. Really, truly each other. No pride. No walls. She turned to face him. Just us, he repeated. I can live with that. Good, because you're stuck with me now. Promise? Promise. They fell asleep tangled together. The storm finally passed. Scars remained, deep and permanent, but scars were proof of survival, of battles fought and won. Outside their window, the city lights blazed. Inside, two people who had nearly destroyed each other learned at last to build something stronger than either of them alone. Trust, partnership, love, the kind worth fighting for. The kind worth sacrificing everything to keep. The end.